Failure is not a real thing. And I'm gonna stand 20 toes down. I only have 10 toes. But it's not real. Because failure is a state of mind. It's not a state of being. I don't care if you competed in a sport and you got second place. Girl, you're strong enough and skilled enough to compete in a sport. You won. You never failed. You win, girl. Like, there is no situation on earth where you can truly be a failure. Because what it means to be a winner, it's all made up. It's all made up. The fact that you're here participating in life, you're already a winner. You could do literally nothing else. You could bed rot for the entirety of your life. You're still a winner. You came here and you existed. Hello? You're you. You're never a failure. You gotta stop listening to what a man 200 years ago said it means to be a winner. He's a box of bones and you're not. L plus ratio. You're not a box of bones. Skill issue on his part. You won. I don't care if you failed a test. Who said your intelligence could be measured by a piece of paper? You're listening to the box of bones again. Why are you doing that? Why would you let some low vibrational worm food from 200 years ago dictate how you feel about yourself currently? Don't you realize that the whole circumstance of feeling like your career is tied to whether or not you're a failure was created by people who benefit from your labor? Like, doesn't it make sense that someone in a position of power would create the criteria for what a failure is and just describe somebody who doesn't benefit them? Like, like, don't you think that that's such a scam? Once again, we're listening to the pile of dust. Like, why are we doing that? If you wanted to do absolutely nothing with your life, you might have a difficult time surviving, and that might not be the most beneficial thing for you. But it's not gonna mean that you're a failure and you're less of a human being. The only way that you could be a failure is if you assign that title to yourself and internalize it emotionally. Doesn't matter what other people project onto you, that's their own psychological issues. It matters how you feel about yourself. Success is not attached to a circumstance or a number. It's attached to being true to your most authentic self and being who you are. If you're doing that, you are the biggest success of all time. And if you're not doing that, and you want to, hey, you're already succeeding. You want to do something good for yourself. You win. Love ya. But seriously, I think it comes from within. Because if you're reaching externally for all this validation that you're a good person and you're successful and you're not a failure and you want all this praise from other people, you have no power for yourself. And that's the gag. Hey, I don't mean to put you on blast, but that is the gag. Because when you put your emotional fulfillment in the hands of other people, you let them decide if or when you get to feel good about yourself. That's your power. You don't need to wait for other people to prove your internal brain wrong. You can just decide that you're wrong and that you aren't actually a failure. You have the power. You're giving that power to other people, but you have it yourself. In the same way that eating a snack is going to give you a hit of energy, but you're not going to stay full for very long. Getting validation from other people, it gives you a quick high, but your bucket of validation is going to empty out so quickly. Validating yourself is like eating a meal. It keeps you fuller longer, and you can just make your own meal. You don't have to wait for other people to bring you food. Whenever you get hungry again, you can be like, you know what? I'm awesome. I'm so fun. Like, you can always just talk kindly about yourself. Like, any second of the day, you can be like, you know what? I got out of bed today. I win. Or, like, even if you didn't, okay, I exist. I win. Like, it's that simple. Do not let other people's criteria for their self-love determine your criteria. Other people have psychological issues going on that they're not working out in therapy. They're not a role model. Please. Feeling proud of yourself should have no conditions. You exist and that's enough. That is really enough. Because really, if you think about it, wait, let me cook, guys. Like, I have this on my brain. Oh my god. So, like, you know how, like, I have friends, and then I talk to my friends, and my friends and I kind of, like, morph into each other slightly. And then my friends have their own friends, and, like, they have that same experience, and it goes on in a chain. And, like, because I exist, I've low-key somehow in some way shaped your life slightly, because everyone I know is gonna be in a chain that eventually reaches you. And then vice versa. So, like, even if you never did anything with your life ever in the way that people traditionally do, you still did something. Like, your existence was still so important. Like, you might have been the reason that I got a life lesson I needed. Like, girl, thank you. How you doing? Thank you. Really, you've done enough. And I understand wanting to meet the external pressure of what's considered successful. But at the end of the day, it's all made up. Everything's made up. None of that's real. Money is paper. Like, this, none of this is as serious as we make it. It's all fake. Someone else may have made it up for themselves that having success means having a specific job and then climbing the ladder so that they can look down on everyone else and feel something. But all of that's made up. And also, you know what's funny about that too, is that, like, to have to climb and put yourself above other people to feel good about yourself, you don't feel good about yourself anyway. You're just masking it. Once you get there, you feel like you have enough success to mask it, but at the end of the day, you still hate yourself. And I'm sorry if you're one of those people and you're hearing this. Maybe you needed to hear it. Maybe I'm like your sign. I'm like your canon event. Like, lovingly though. Like, I'm not trying to tug on your hair. I'm just saying. But the point is, it's all made up. So why should you have conditions to meet before you can even pretend to feel good about yourself? Why not just decide to feel good and be like, you know what? I'm chill. I don't need to benefit some imaginary person who set all these standards for me to feel good about myself. I already feel good about myself. Cause like we already just covered the fact that the people that set that standard for everyone else and appease that standard for themselves low-key hate themselves a lot of the time. Why would you give in to that? Like, why would you participate in that? Because that standard doesn't factually exist. It's made up. The concept of being a failure, it's made up. The concept of being a success, also made up. Everything's fake. Who cares? Success to me is just being authentically who you are and expressing yourself very truly and very honestly. It's not tolerating existing where you're not meant to exist. So if you wanted to be a singer and you were broke as hell as a singer, well, you still succeed. At least you're not miserable making millions. It's about the fact that you feel good about yourself and you're happy and you're free. That's success. There's no such thing as failure as long as you feel that way. You know what, like, picture one good thing that you did today, even if it was blinking, even if it was like breathing. I don't care. I'm gonna clap for you. Yippee! Yeah! Blink again! No, I'm so sorry. That was too much. I'm so sorry. But I am living in your walls, and if I do catch you calling yourself a failure, I will intervene. Don't make me intervene. I like being in the walls. Don't make me claw my way out. That's so much effort. Why would you put me through that? See, now you have, like... Now you're causing collateral damage. Just don't call yourself a failure. You're cool. You're cooler than that. Come on. You're you. Yeah. That was me rubbing your head. But yeah, just know I'm living in your walls. You should feel afraid if I ever catch you calling yourself a failure. But that's it. Otherwise, you'll probably be safe. Most likely. Potentially. But yeah, that's all. Love ya. Bye.